Hello, welcome to class this month, your winter wonderland.
Welcome to OnlinePilatesClasses.com, the most supportive Pilates-loving community across the globe. Enjoy new weekly classes from our amazing teachers. Download the OnlinePilatesClasses.com app today.
So, this whole theme is because we have some winter sports lovers in this community, and since snow continues on throughout the northern hemisphere through through like May now, and also my southern hemisphere people, you're preparing for your winter. We thought it'd be fun to have a whole theme like prepping you for winter activity. Now, I will be completely honest. My lack of winter sports activity is about to show because I grew up without it. A lot of them are quite expensive, and I didn't have, my family didn't have that kind of money to take us skiing or snowboarding or ever. So I hiked to get a Christmas tree every year, which was easy. And then we went to the beach for the winter. So I'm going to do my best. I worked with a lot of people who love to ski. I have a pretty good idea of what I love to watch Winter Olympics. So I think I've got a good idea here. However, what I can promise you is that everything you've already been doing in Pilates is already prepping you. And our winter sport enthusiasts are on the other piece of equipment really nailing it. All right. So here we go. We're going to load up the springs today. So 4 springs. Why? You have to be able to stand on your legs pretty good when it comes to your winter sports activity. So if 4 is too heavy, feel free to do 3 heavies, but I want you to, it's okay to work a little hard. Okay. So lie on your back. And let's go onto the balls of our feet, heels together, toes apart, and press out and in. So for this first one, I just want you to get used to your taking up space on the carriage. Something that you want to be able to do when it comes especially to skiing is you want your torso to be very still. This is what Brad says, right? Your legs are doing things, but your torso, you want to be still. So now they come onto our arches parallel and together, whether or not you do moguls or things like that. What I want you to feel is notice if your pelvis is doing anything funky, because you want the pelvis to the crown of the head to be still and just the legs to be moving. So pressing your arms down, hugging those legs together, and make sure you do come all the way in. We want that deep hip flexion, deep knee flexion. Then come onto your heels. Same thing. Hug those legs tight, and then just notice as you come in, your pelvis tips up or tips out on the way out. You want it to be still. Awesome. Come onto the balls of your feet and press out and stay out. Lower and lift the heels. Notice what your ribs are doing here. Are you pushing your ribs out? Can you breathe into your low ribs? Take up space on your carriage. All right, come all the way in. Sit on up, and now we're going to drop down to 2 springs, okay? So 2 heavy springs. You'll see why in a second. So I want you to be heels together, toes apart. Press out. And then I want you to lower the heels down like you just did, but then turn the heels out. So you should be able to turn your femurs inside the socket, lift the heels up and squeeze them together. Heels go down, heels turn out, they lift, they squeeze together. So can you move your femurs inside the sockets? Then reverse, heels go out, they go down, they squeeze together and up. Heels go out, they go down, they squeeze together and up. Do this in the femurs, inside the hip socket, not your knees or ankles. And then come in all the way. Okay. You're going to hate how much we're doing on our legs before we hit the 100, but you're to welcome the 100, right? So now what I want you to do is be parallel and press out with the back of your legs and then send one leg up. It's not going to be all the way to the ceiling. It's just going to be like hovering. And I want you to do a single leg footwork. Press out and in 5 times on one leg. You do want to close those springs all the way, all right? And then come all the way in. Switch the legs. Now pay attention. You're going to figure out which leg is your strong leg in just a second, because we're going to give the leg that needs a little extra attention its extra attention. And then switch the leg that needs extra, and 5 more there. We have these dominant sides, which can be great for a lot of things, but also that's where injuries happen when you have a side that's a little bit weaker or tighter. And then come in all the way. All right, now go ahead and get rid of your foot bar if you can. Ideally, I love them to be out of the way because I don't like to hit them or anything. Then grab your handles. Now your legs hopefully will feel nice and light. You've really warmed them up from the backside. Lift your head and chest up and pump your arms. So the springs are only 2 springs for today's 100. And something I want you to notice, even though you probably wouldn't be in flexion in your spine in your winter activity, can you widen your collarbones here as you do this? Can you feel the pumps come from the back of the body? One more. Go ahead and bend your knees and bend your elbows in. Now, get your elbows into the mat. Really pay attention to this. They like to wiggle around. And I'm sure you don't want your arms just flinging around when you're out in your winter activity. So lifting the head and chest up. Press the arms and legs to straight. Are your elbows still on the carriage? That's what I want you to focus on. The legs, the only thing you're going to focus on here is how much you can pull those knees in. I really want you to work the inner thigh and the knees in. Press out, squeeze those legs together, and then how much can you pull them in while keeping your upper arms pressing down. And the collarbones nice and wide. Last time. Ooh, amazing. Okay, go ahead and hook up your handles. Sit on up, drop off a spring, and let's get rid of our headrest and do some rowing. So, if you are snowshoeing, you're using those sticks, they've got to come from your upper back. Otherwise, if they're coming from your upper traps, you're going to feel sore right in your neck after a long day out there. So right here, as you sit up nice and tall, push those legs down, and then without slouching, so you're going to stay this tall as you round back. Same thing when you're doing some sort of snow sport, right? The legs are doing these incredible things, and the upper body isn't losing its height while it's happening. Circle the arms around, and then circle them wide to the side, forward towards your feet, sit up tall. So notice how tall you are, and remain that tall as you pull your waist back. Open those arms wide from the upper back. Stand in your legs. So we're not getting off those legs, just like you don't ever get off your legs when you're in the snow, right? That would not be fun. That means you're in it. Means you fell down. And reach. Stand in those legs. So what I mean when I say stand in those legs, I'm pushing my femurs down, not my knees, and I'm really squeezing them together. Let's do one more so you can practice that. So my thigh bones are pressing down without my knees locking. And then the more I lean back, the more my legs have to push away so I don't fall backwards, right? All right, elbows up. Now, this is a nice tall back. Is what you want when you're skiing, right? Lift your back, lift, push those legs away, stand on those legs, and then reach forward. And then press down into the legs as the arms circle around. Now, something that's tempting to do is go as far forward as you can. I want strength, though. I want to lift. I don't want your chest collapsing, just like you don't when you're out on the mountain. So elbows up, lean back. The chest is nice and wide. The chest stays wide. Your hip points lift off your legs. And you have those frontal hip points, right? Those ones in the front. They're going to pick off of the legs. It's almost like they're trying to lift up to my ribs. And that keeps me from slouching. One more. Lean back. Reach up. Round. Tap. And circle. Awesome. Okay. Spinning around. Grab the handles, squeeze the legs together, and reach the arms forward. Lower the arms down, lift them up, and reach them wide. So again, this whole thing, can you work the legs a ton while you get taller in your back? So you should even feel like you're squeezing your glutes together here to get even more of your chest off those legs. So those legs are going to be free to ski or snowboard or hit a bump, and your upper back is like, yeah, I'm tall.
I am tall. Flex the ankles. Work the legs here. Slide the hands along the carriage.